Welcome to the Therapist on Fire podcast. I'm so excited to be here with Vanessa Rigaud. She's an occupational therapist who has started her own t-shirt business, especially on Amazon. And she's going to walk us through what newbies should do if they want to start their own e-commerce store. Welcome, Vanessa. I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm so excited, Emma. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no worries. Anytime. Glad to speak and share this knowledge with everyone. So
Yes.
my biggest question to you is what inspired you to start making t-shirts of all things?
Well, it's interesting. I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Even when I first started in my OT career, I always had sort of a side hustle outside of OT just to give me like that mental break, I guess, from like the day-to-day work. So like my sister and I used to own a jewelry company together. I've done photography on the side. I've blogged. I've done copywriting. But I became interested in developing more sort of passive streams of income where I wouldn't have to necessarily trade my time for money, which these other side hobbies and side hustles required. So I became interested in this platform. It's called Merch by Amazon. I heard about it through a podcast. I actually listened to several like side hustle podcasts, like on the way to work and things like that, just to give me more ideas and things like that. But I heard about Merch by Amazon through one of the guests on one of these side hustle podcasts. And I thought it was a great way to blend my creative side with also a passive income stream. What happens with Amazon is they're a print on demand platform. And basically all you have to do is upload a design onto that platform and Amazon takes care of everything. Like they print the shirt, they ship it to the customer, they deal with all the customer service related things like returns and things like that. And you make a royalty out of the shirts that sell. So it's really no cost to you. And there's people that make a pretty good side hustle income just doing that. It doesn't require any money except for, it's just like a time cost. Mm-hmm. So that's how I got motivated to do the shirts. I was also interested, once I got the idea for the Merch by Amazon, the t-shirts, I thought I started like, you have to apply to get approved. So it took me about like a week or two, I would say, to get approved. And I just started thinking of all these designs and slogans that therapists can wear to work just to spark joy in the workplace and help motivate the patients and break the ice between like the patient and the therapist. So I thought it was just, and there's a lot of burnt out therapists out there and, our jobs are very stressful. So I just thought it would be a great way to, spark joy and some fun in the workplace. So.
Definitely. Well, I think not only that too, but like I think of this in terms of spreading the word about occupational therapy, spreading the word about PT in like just such a funner light. It's always in such a serious tone, but your t-shirts are sort of like fun and different. And so PTs and OTs and whatever other therapists you start marketing to, they can wear them. And like we said, it's a conversation starter and it breaks the ice and it helps people know what PT means or know what OT means beyond just the massage or the exercise, but like in different sort of fun meanings. So I think that's great. And it's a great marketing tool too, to help advertise our profession or advertise clinics. So.
Yeah, that's so true. I even had, I was wearing a shirt that just said occupational therapy that I made. I actually took that one down because I didn't like the design as much, but it just said occupational therapy on it. And people were like asking me like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Just like randomly, like at Wegmans. So it's an opportunity to provide education and, spark curiosity and things like that.
Definitely. Tell me about that application to be like a merchant seller. How was that complicated, or what are some of the questions in that form?
It's actually not complicated at all. It took like about 5 minutes. I just did it on a whim. So I just, if you just Google Merch by Amazon, it'll take you to a website. And it was just, I want to say it was maybe 3 or 4 questions. They asked about like, what kind of shirts would you be interested in making and things like that. And I think maybe I got approved pretty quickly because I heard like some people, it takes like months to get approved, but I specified that I was interested in making shirts for rehabilitation professionals. So maybe that's why I got approved so fast. But yeah, it's no cost to sign up. It takes 5 minutes. Anybody can do it. I didn't even know how to make shirts before I signed up. Like, I had no idea how I was going to do it. I just kind of figured it out once I got approved. But yeah,
Way to take the
anybody,
leap.
right? I was like, what do I have to lose? Just signing up for
Yeah, especially if it's free. I
yeah,
mean,
it's free. Yeah.
there's no supply chains, and so let's go into detail a little bit about that, because I'm amazed. Like, I don't know anything about the e-commerce side of Amazon. I have my own book, and that's sort of similar to what you're talking about, I think, in the fact that I just had to basically fill out like my name, my social, my pay information, and so that if people bought anything, they can then transfer the money to me, and it was really quick and easy to put up my book. But I never thought about it in terms of clothing, what goes on that side. So literally you create your image, and then you upload that, and then like are colors limited? Are there any limitations to what t-shirts?
There's not really a lot of limitations. So you have the option to create a t-shirt per design, a t-shirt, a hoodie. I think there's like a sweatshirt and a long sleeve shirt, and you can also do pop sockets now. So I've only been doing the t-shirts, like, because the other materials require different sizes, I guess, of the image. So I haven't really gone into that.
Oh, okay.
But you can pick up to 5 colors per shirt, and I think they have like 15 colors available. And then you just upload it. You have to make sure that your slogan and everything is not trademarked, because like Amazon will decline that shirt. But once they approve the shirt, it could take up to like maybe a day to get the shirt approved, and then they send you the link to the shirt, and then you can promote it. You can, send the link to people and things like that. You can even create your own brand name so that your shirts all are on like one Amazon page.
Okay.
So yeah, so I have like the Rehab Crew shirts and then Wellness Warrior shirts, like on our 2 separate Amazon brand name pages. And you can create as many brand names as you want. So
wow. Now,
yeah.
what's their profits? You said you take like a royalty. How much do they take out of your pocket for it?
So they recommend pricing the shirt at $19, and so if that shirt sells, you make about $5. I want to say it's like $5.38 or something, but you can increase and decrease the price as much as you want. Like, my prices initially were pretty low because I was trying to get tiered up. So at first, Amazon starts you off with 10 shirts, and if you sell 10 shirts and create 10 shirts, then they bump you up to being able to make 25 shirts and then 100 shirts. So I'm at the 100 tier now.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. And so they recommend that you price your shirts sort of low at the 10 and 25 tier, so you can just get bumped up.
Okay.
So then the profit margins are like a little lower, but at $19, it's like about $5. I think it's like $5.38.
Okay.
And you can price them higher too. So.
Well, the smart thing about that is that there's no risk. I think, like, so my brother, he tried to launch his own t-shirt business, and I think that's what I commented before about that. And he struggled. I hope he doesn't listen. But he struggled because he tried to do everything on his own. So he contacted and spent like hours upon hours upon hours of work, because he had to contact different t-shirt vendors and try different t-shirts, and then he had to connect with them, and then deal with not only that, but the fact that often outside of Amazon, these companies require you to buy like X amount. So we have about 10 to 15 boxes of like hundreds and hundreds of shirts unsold, because he was like required to buy, I think, like 100 shirts of each size or something like that, in each color. And he had a couple different designs. And so it cost him quite a bit of money to just even start up. Because the other thing to consider too, if you're thinking about this, why Amazon's such a smart platform, is it's not only did he have to invest so much money right away to get that, but when people go to your website and they want a t-shirt, and that's why I was asking about all those details, because not all are going to be smalls. You're going to have some medium, some large, some extra large, XXL large. And so if you try to do this all on your own, and you want to be ready to ship to them and send them their shirt within, 24 hours or a week, you're going to have to really invest a lot to have like 10 to 15 of each
Exactly.
size, of each color, of each picture. And it's a lot. So I think this is actually a great platform, even though it
Yeah,
doesn't
you
seem like
should.
you take a lot of royalties.
Yeah, that's where you kind of miss out. It's like, they take a chunk of the profits, obviously, because they're doing anything. But I mean, it was no startup cost for me. I didn't have to buy a bunch of inventory. I don't even know who buys the shirts. Like, they take care of everything. The only price cost was, I mean, I'm taking like a Udemy class on like digital marketing, but that was like
Uh-huh.
$10. And then I bought access to this platform, this graphic design platform called Canva, and that's like
Yes.
$12 a month.
Yes,
You
I
know,
love Canva.
oh,
Everyone
I'm obsessed. Yes.
everyone on this podcast is like, I love Canva.
Yeah, they make it so easy. Like, I've tried Photoshop, especially when I was a photographer, and I find it so overwhelming that like
Yes.
Canva makes everything, super simple. So,
Can you do pictures too? Like, say someone wanted, I'm thinking out loud, but besides like graphically designing it, could you upload like a picture to the t-shirt too?
I mean, you can upload like a logo or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know if it like you can upload like an actual photograph
Okay.
or anything, but I haven't tried it, so
Yeah,
I
I'm just thinking
can't.
out loud.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure Amazon can print everything. I mean, they probably have like the really great
Oh yeah,
industrial
they're gonna rule the
printers that
world
can.
if they aren't
Exactly.
already.
Oh my gosh, if you haven't bought Amazon stock, do it now because they're just blowing up.
So where do you see, what's your next step? So now that you have your 100 shirts, what's your
Mhm.
next plan?
So my plan is to, well, first of all, build a following on Instagram and just generate a lot of sales that way. I'm still learning the marketing side of it. So like, playing around with keywords and things like that. Like, I'm not getting a lot of organic searches right now through Amazon. Most of my sales have been through Instagram. Um, so building that up, I would love to get more organic searches like
Mm-hmm.
through the Amazon platform. And I'm also planning on making start creating the hoodies and sweatshirts now that it's getting like cold out here on the East Coast. So and yeah, so just to get more eyes on my products and things like that. So that's my plan, just to grow it and see what happens and keep learning.
Good, good. No, go for it. What do you think? So Instagram has like been your best source of referrals right now. What are some of the things that you're saying on Instagram to like attract people to buy your t-shirts? Are you just posting your t-shirt, or have you found that like a certain phrase really gets a lot of people to buy?
Right now, like, I'm just posting the t-shirts. I've sent out a couple t-shirts as well, especially for PT month. Happy PT month, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you.
I'm sending some shirts out. I need to send you one too, actually, Emma.
Yes, I would love to rep you.
Definitely. But the biggest thing that has helped me are hashtags, just occupational therapy and physical therapy hashtags and things like
Hmm.
that. And then just following those hashtags and following people that are posting in those hashtags. So that'll help me a lot because like when I follow a bunch of people, like people tend to follow me back, and I try to interact with people through their like Instagram stories and and then just reaching out people like through DM, like, would you like a shirt? And, I can ship you shirts and stuff like that, and trying to collaborate. So I think that's mostly where I'm getting it. Unfortunately, Amazon doesn't tell you like where your traffic is coming from,
Yeah.
but I definitely noticed that the more I interact on Instagram, I tend to get like sales that way. So like, yeah, there's a really good cause and effect with that.
Oh, definitely. I think the more personal you can get, and we were talking about this before, the more you can like connect
Hmm.
with someone, the more they're going to like trust and like you and want to like support you and help represent you. And also if it's a win-win, coming from it at the side of like, how can I help you? Or, hey, like I'd love to make you a t-shirt that shows off your brand. And so it's a win-win. You
Exactly.
get to increase your reach and then they get to have a cool t-shirt.
Yeah.
Um, and then one thing I want to bring up for the listeners too, Vanessa and I before this were talking about you know, that there are so many different social media platforms, and like, which one do you choose? And so we were talking about, for her, like, and especially like e-commerce, you know, pretty things, things that have like really good graphics, like t-shirts. Instagram, I think, is like a really great platform. And then the other one that came off the top of my head is Pinterest too. I think
Pinterest, that's
Pinterest
right.
is also a great platform if you're wanting to do like e-commerce, because it's so much about just a picture and then glancing through. I think Facebook is good if you're wanting to maybe be more of like a marketer, more of maybe videos. But I definitely think if you're wanting to do what Vanessa's doing and do like hoodies or t-shirts or something like that, I think Pinterest and Instagram for sure.
That's right. And I definitely need to look into Pinterest more. I kind of pinned a couple things on there, but I definitely need to invest in that. I've heard about that through some of the, I listened to some of the Merch My Amazon podcast, and they definitely recommend it. So
Oh,
I
okay.
definitely have to do that. Yeah, I have to remember to do that.
Yeah, that brings up another question. What would be some of like your best resources for people wanting to, other than you, wanting to get started in like the t-shirt business? Like, what were some of the resources that you first gravitated to when you started?
Well, definitely when I was waiting to get approved, I just bombarded myself with YouTube videos on how, I mean, you could learn anything on YouTube. So I started, you know, designing shirts like on my laptop while watching, like going through the instructor on YouTube, just step by step. So YouTube is a great platform for learning how to design t-shirts. There's so many videos. And then podcasts, I think one of them are, I think it's just called Merch by Amazon podcast. But there's a lot out there if you just kind of search for that in the Apple Podcasts
Okay.
app, I guess it's called. So podcasts, Facebook groups, like I'm a part of Andrew's Physio Memes Facebook group, and I even reached out to him and asked him some questions, and he gave me some great tips. So I would definitely you know, reach out to other people that are like willing to help you and providing great content out there on that, you know, on making t-shirts in general. I don't know if he does Merch by Amazon, but he has a lot of experience with creating t-shirts in general. So he taught me how to do like social proof, like people actually wearing your t-shirts is really important for that social proof, and that can help generate sales, which is what motivated me to reach out to like some influencers and people like that on Instagram. So
That's
I would say
great.
that, yeah, but YouTube has been awesome.
Oh, I know. I'm right there with you. Lots of YouTube and Udemy. You said you had a Udemy
Oh
course.
yes, the
I
Udemy
really,
course.
I mean, Udemy courses, I recommend them just because they're so reasonable. When I wanted to get started in podcasting, I took a $12 Udemy course.
Oh, I know.
And
Mine was like $10.
yeah, it's
So
so
much,
reasonable.
so valuable.
So reasonable. And then we talked about in terms of tools to like create this, these t-shirts and hoodies and so forth. We talked about Canva. Any other tools or technology that you use?
So definitely Canva, like we said, and I pay for the professional one, the $12 a month Canva, because
Okay.
there's a lot more you can do with that one. Also, you have to make sure that your shirts are not trademarked, like the slogans and things like that. So you have to go on the government website. So I would say that's a great resource, because Amazon will kick back your shirt if it's like, if anything on there is trademarked. So I think I wrote it down. The website is let me see here. I think it's just like tmgov.gov or something like that. So I would definitely that website, and I think that's about it, really.
Okay, good. And what
Yeah.
about any last tips or advice for someone wanting to get into this? Like, what would be like maybe like your number one thing that you wish you would change, like entering this, that you wish you would have learned?
Let me see. That's a good question. I mean, I think my tip would be just to jump in and start. Like there's a very low risk. I wish I started, when I first heard about Merch by Amazon, I want to say it was like a couple of months ago, maybe like in the springtime. And then I just never took action. So imagine like where I could have been now if I had started like 3-4 months ago. So I would just say, just jump in and start. You have nothing to lose. You know, it's free to sign up. There's no real barrier to entry that I can think of. And say that you are waiting a while or for some reason you get declined. There are other print on demand platforms. There's Etsy, I think does print on demand, Redbubble, I think Tful or something like that. So there's other ways that you can do this too, but I would just say, just jump in and learn. You know, it's a whole new skill set to learn. Like, but I've genuinely had fun learning this, and you know, it's just a great creative outlet. Like, I look forward to doing it after work. So I would just say, just jump in and do it. You know, what do you have to lose?
Definitely. And then anything else you want to share with the listeners?
I guess the last thing I would say is to, even if it's not merch by Amazon, I would encourage like all therapists out there or anybody, just to don't put all your eggs in one basket as far as like an income stream. It's great to have multiple streams of income, whether it's passive or not. Like, I've always had other streams of income, whether it was like the copywriting, I do that through Upwork. Yeah, I work as a PR. I have like 6 jobs. I work as a PRN OT. I also am an independent contractor with home health. I do photography on the side. Like, you know, find things that you enjoy doing and figure out a way to make money off of it, you know, because we never know what's going to happen. Like, they have these new laws coming out next October with Medicare. So it's always good to have something to fall back on. So I just go out and explore, have fun, and you know, don't be afraid to learn a new skill set. So.
I love that advice. Perfect way to end this podcast. If anyone wants to reach out to you, Vanessa, with any questions about all your other hidden talents we now know about, or the t-shirt business, where can they get in touch with you, and where can they find your awesome t-shirts?
Well, I would definitely say go to my Instagram page. It's at Rehab Crew, and crew is just spelled CREW, like crew shirts. So rehabcrew.wellnesswarriors, and you can DM me there, follow me, you know, buy my shirts. But yeah, I'd be willing to help anybody out, answer any questions, and you know, I'm an open book. I think there's room for everybody. I want to see everybody win. So just hit me up and I'll do what I can.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on this podcast. And I look forward to seeing some of your awesome t-shirts.
Oh, thank you, Emma. And I just want to acknowledge you as well, Emma. I think you're doing like such a great job. You're such a great positive influence in the PT community and in the rehab community in general, especially helping people get out of debt, I think is so important. So thank you for everything that you're doing. Happy PT month, and just, you know, you're very, like, I find you very motivating. So thank you so much.
Oh, anytime. Oh, shucks.